Welcome to Think Global Education Services. This video is going to tell you about writing questions, the grammar questions of SAT, a little more than what we have already done. If you have seen all the grammar videos till now, you are strong enough to solve the questions based on pure grammar. There are a few more questions that I've solved in another videos for a passage of one of the real SATs. That's from question number 1 to 11. In this video, we are going to solve further questions of the same SAT test, the real SAT test. The idea behind this video is that you understand not just the grammar rules, which you've already seen in other videos, but also the question types and how they are different from one to other. We will be looking at a graph-based question in the next few questions, which is question number 12 to 22, the next passage. We will also see certain transition questions that we have seen a few types of transitions, of course, in the previous few videos of ours. Let's take further and let's have a look at what exactly are we going to do today. We will divide this video into sub-parts. So I'll take a few questions in this video and then a few questions in another video. All right. Let me first tell you what is going to be the idea today. We're doing these grammar questions, this underlined portion, which we have done earlier, punctuation-based question. We're going to do pronoun-based question. And as I have already told you that this passage, until the question doesn't require you to, you don't have to read it. You will read just 1 or 2 lines, or you can just have a quick look and know what's the overall idea. We will be looking at the best introduction. This is a new type of question that you haven't seen in previous videos. We would also be looking at some more grammar-based questions. So when I say a graph, it could be a table, it could be a pie chart, it could be any information. So how to solve questions based on this. There are different types of questions based on this. So there are 2 questions based on this. And then the final 2 questions based on, again, grammar and conclusion, which we haven't again done in the previous videos. All right. So this passage, second passage of this test, question number 12 to 22 is what we're going to solve. As I always say, I want you to focus on the passage, do the questions yourself, and then, so while you do all of that, please pause the video. Like right now, you can pause, do all the questions, and then look at the explanation. Okay. Let's start with question number 12. A basic question. I'm assuming that if you have done this, you would have got this correct because we have seen these type of questions earlier. So you see, in these two, you're testing, the question is testing you on punctuation. Here, and, here, but. Transition, what kind of transition is it? So, but tells you change in direction and tells you continue the direction further. Let's see what we should use here. One radical proposal some planners have considered is to make public transportation free for passengers, while fare-free policies do increase ridership, but they have not been found to be an effective way to address traffic problem. So it increases ridership, but then it creates some problems. So yeah, I'm looking at some change in direction. Yes, which means this and is definitely out. But you look at it carefully. Change in direction with but and with while. So if I've already used while, that means I'm already indicating that the direction of the sentence will change. So if this while doesn't exist, if my sentence starts from fare-free policies do increase ridership, but they have not been found to be an effective way to address traffic problem, it would be correct. But because I have this while, I am already changing the direction. I don't need the but. So but option also goes away. That means A and B are out. Now between these two, a semicolon says that this is a complete sentence and the next part is also complete. Like both are independent sentences, sort of, both are independent clauses. Now, if a sentence starts with while, it can never be an independent one. So again, this also goes away. Yeah, semicolon also goes away. And hence our correct answer is option C. Easy? Okay, let's go to question number 13. Which choice is the most effective version of the underlined portion? That means you have to change this based on these. It's not just the grammar that they're looking for, because when it's grammar, you're not given question. They're also looking for other type of things that can be the problem in question number 13. like the transition or the usage of word or redundancy. Lots of other problems can be there. Yes, let's see. Not surprisingly, public transportation is used by more people when people do not have to pay a fare. Okay, sounds fine until now. So if you don't find an error, move to the next part, then compare. Let's compare with this one. Not surprisingly, more people use public transportation if they do not have to pay a fare. So how is this different from this? Here I'm saying more people use public transportation if they do not have to pay a fare. Here I'm saying public transportation is used by more people when people do not have to pay the fare. So overall the idea is same. I'm saying the same thing. But which one is so as the question says, most effective version? Why am I talking about the effectiveness and what is the change? What is the difference in these two? Difference is I'm first talking about public transport here. Public transport is used by this. So my subject is public transportation. And over here, my subject is people. If I look at C, my subject is if people do not have to pay fare, more of those people use public transportation. So, all right, I'm talking about people. D again talks about public transportation. Using public transportation is done by more people when they do not have to pay a fare. So everywhere I'm saying the same thing. The meaning is same, grammar is same. But what should I talk about? Should I focus on public transport or should I focus on people? That is my first split. How do you know this? So if you see the transition of how this paragraph and this paragraph is made, I was talking about while fare fee policies do increase ridership, I was talking about people, they have been found to be certain other things. Moreover, these policies may result in serious budget shortfall. Not surprisingly, something is used by more people, like transportation is used by more people, and people do not have to pay a fare. So not surprisingly, more people in public transportation if they do not have to pay a fare. So you see, should you be comparing people with people or should you be saying people are being compared with transport? That transport is done by people. Or, so there are two ways of doing it. Either you understand people and transport, which would come after a lot of practice. Like right now, I know that the transition everywhere I'm talking about people. So let's call people as one of the option and not public transportation. Another way of looking at this is SAT says it's a trick. So it may not be applied for all the questions, but it's a trick that any active answer is always preferred over passive answer. Active and passive voice means like if I say I eat ice cream versus ice cream is eaten by me. So ice cream is eaten by me becomes passive and I eat ice cream is active. So I eat ice cream is preferred over ice cream is eaten by me, although both are grammatically correct. In this one also, transport is used or public transportation is done. In both these cases, I'm making the sentence passive. No, I'm saying this is being acted upon, and being acted upon is passive. And if I directly talk about people in both these option B and C, I'm being more active. So I have to look at B or C. My sentence structure should not be is used, is done. No, it's not preferred. It's not incorrect, but it's not preferred. Okay. Now between these two, more people use public transportation if they do not have to pay a fare versus if people do not have to pay a fare, more of those people. Now, when I say more of those people, that means I'm categorizing that there's some set of people who would pay the fare, and there are other set of people who don't have to pay the fare. Now, of those people who don't have to pay the fare, though more of those people, that means let's say if 100 people, if out of 100, 80 don't have to pay the fare, 20 have to pay the fare. Of those 80 people, 70 people will travel more, and we don't know about them. So this completely changes the meaning. It says of more of those people. Who are those people who are not paying the fare? That means that this sentence is saying there are some other people who have to pay the fare, but that's not what I meant over here. Here I meant that of everybody who, if I'm telling you don't pay the fare, you will want to travel free by public transportation. Yes. So if I look at this one, more people use public transportation if they don't have to pay the fare. So what is surprising? Surprising is that more people will use. Surprising is nothing about public transportation. Surprising is nothing about anything else but more people. And that's why B is the correct answer.